get out of the flux as well, but Pickle might go down regardless, will eventually do so. Bob threw out into the air, and it's going to turn the fight just like that.
It is looking that way if they can manage to get these players off point. And they do. Pickle just doing such a great job on this Sigma right now, consistently getting these final hits.
Yeah, he lives out on the Strider, so it's going to slow down the course a little bit right here, but it's the fact that Major Bear is so far back, so far removed.
I'm bubbling once you walk out the door. Get involved, get involved. Okay, come back point, cast.
I'm goated, bro.
Oh my god.
Are we leaving this? I can push back in, okay? Ready? 3,
I can.
2,
Reaper one.
Reaper's one.
It's your best. Good.
Ram 1.
Good.
Well, that last clip was certainly one to end on. But welcome to another full Eclipse podcast episode. This is episode 2 of season 2 of the Masters Tier coverage. Today we have a lot of guests. Today we've got Nax joining us, a recurring one. Love to have you back. We've got Kat and Ing from UIE representing, and we have Headrammer back again, and then Pickle's here, just kind of doing pickle things. So thank you all for joining us today. How are we doing this evening?
We're doing good.
Pretty good.
How do we feel about those clips, guys? We were just talking about Cloud's one, like off stream. That was what was going on with Cloud's clips there?
Cloud, increase your FPS, my guy.
That was so tough. I loved how tough it was.
You need to do clipping software.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, if you want your clips to be included in next week's episode, make sure you send them to Pickle, and we'll put some of the best ones in. Just make sure you send them before the week is over.
Make sure you
Speaking of weeks,
Pickle's address, please. Pickle, drop your address.
Yes, Pickle, drop it in chat right now. I actually know Pickle's address, funny enough, but I'll keep that on the low. I think Max knows mine now.
You Pickle, you want some bricks, dude?
Hey Nax, you want to know what I'm using those? You want to know what I'm using those bricks for? So I've got 2 blue teak beagles that like to dig, and they like to dig holes underneath our fence. And so to stop them, I was like, "Wait, Mom, I've got bricks in my garage." So I went and I got the bricks and I used them to fill up the holes, so now my dogs can't run away. So actually, the bricks you sent me did serve a purpose.
So you just have bricks in the middle of your yard?
Well, they're like blocking holes in the fence, pretty much, like underneath. Yeah. Neighbors hate us.
Future nations are gonna like dig up your house later, like 1,000 years down the line. Just gonna see like a brick wall, like in the ground.
Right.
Like, man,
yeah,
what was happening?
Yeah,
here?
for real.
If anybody needs bricks, just DM me.
Yeah, I don't know how he has that many bricks, but he has them. Anyway,
overnighted, by the way.
Oh yes, yeah, they were sent the next day.
Dang,
it was insane. Anyway, so how about we talk about last week's games? Although it was kind of weird. How many, Headrammer, you can confirm, how many games did we have rescheduled in Masters Tier because of the server issues? Was it 2, or were there more?
Let's find out. It was a good. In Masters Tier,
I
probably
believe
at
it
least
was 2.
Bro, and I got some specific I want to talk. I'll let you guys talk about the Shu UIE game because y'all were playing, but I got some particular beef to deal with on the Cosmic end.
Oh.
It was crazy. So I was watching from Cupid's POV because he was streaming. Okay. And yeah, Cupid's POV. He plays for Blackout, silly. I was watching his POV because he was streaming. Oh, did I? I meant to say Cupid, my fault. There was not an ounce of that game that 2 Pro was winning. It was 94-0, and they did not have a single elimination. And then Vey DC'd and was in queue. And then as soon as Vey gets back, their tank player DC'd. And they didn't want to use the entire allotted minutes, so they decided to just, 4v5 it or whatever, and then they lost. That was their decision. There's rules in place. They made their choice. But because of the rescheduling, 2 Pro was like, and obviously this was before Headrammer put the announcement out that it was going to be this way, but 2 Pro was like, we'll only reschedule if we start up 1-0. And like again, there was not an ounce of that game they were winning, and I just know that it made not Cosmic Blackout is more excited to play them now than they were before. But it was diabolical behavior and questions, bro. It was insane. But we'll see how that game goes. Hopefully the servers don't die again. I will say a more interesting. Go ahead.
Have they been better today, the servers? I haven't played today.
I played some this morning and they were good. Yeah.
That's good.
I think a lot of teams were confused about how to handle that scenario. It
Yeah.
was just like, I
It's
don't know.
unfortunate.
It was kind of. It also like it was hit by kind of poor timing at the same time too. In that, even from like a staff perspective, like a lot of our admin staff was just busy. Like I was in a game actively, which didn't help.
Mhm.
Then
Yeah.
Slaying was in a game against me. So like we're inherently in like conflict of interest type situations, you know, in those situations. And we try to
Right.
avoid those where possible. And Fish was unfortunately Fish was unavailable, unfortunately. And just like, you know, things like that come up, so it's like kind of like a once I like, you know, got off my game, looked there, I'm like, oh shit, there's a lot of pings here. I need to look at this real quick. Luckily, our mod staff overall handled it fine, but like, you know, we try to be in those scenarios to keep it as fair as possible, because like, in the
Yeah.
end, like we don't when we're especially when we're doing these ruling stuff like that, we don't want to be in those scenarios of like people. We don't like rulings to be in a situation where a team can try to pull a ruling and only decide to enforce it when they're losing. You know.
Yeah.
Like I'll use an example for like our match. Like both our teams are pretty like cordial with each other, so we never really had any dispute at all during it. But like, you know, we were Slang and I were already talking in our DMs at one point, so like on it, like kind of in mid map, being like, when we all these DCs were happening, like we'll decide after like whether we wanted to like reschedule it already, like even the first map while
Yeah.
all these DCs were happening, and just like yeah, I just told him like look, we'll figure it out after, we'll finish this map out, and we had like our third DC at like 90% or something like that, and it's like we're pretty much guaranteed to lose at this point this map, but like
Right.
because of all these DCs, but I'm not gonna be like yeah, we'll reschedule right now. Like they're 10% away from winning. No matter whether you agree or disagree that like we would not won the map if the DCs didn't happen. They have happened, and we unfortunately made the wrong decision to play out the series, like lay out the
Yeah.
map, like even starting the series in the first place. But you
Yeah.
know, we made a decision. It happened. I'm not gonna like try to take away their map win just because I was losing.
Can you
That's fair.
can you speak to what teams should do if this were to happen again? Because I saw a lot of teams handle it differently in matches. What should they
Yeah.
do if this happens again?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess there's a few different kind of decision phases at some point. Obviously, the server issues were fairly well known in general. Like, heck, I mean, I knew them when going into the series. Like, I would say I made the wrong decision to start the series. So, like, you make a decision to start a map, and once you've started the map, you're already kind of locked in a lot of aspects for stuff. Just starting a map in general, you've agreed to start, and you can't kind of take that back as much. So you can do
Yeah.
you know, the 4v5 stuff. Obviously, if things are like going really bad, if you ever reach a situation where like you know your things falling apart, our things falling apart, we'll mutually decide to just like cancel that map. I'm a little more willing to accept that thing, but once it goes to like a dispute phase, it's like you kind of already started the map, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, you can choose the 4v5 if you want. You can also, you know, you can come to us in questions and try to ask for clarification. Some teams did, and while we're not always good at giving that in this case, because a lot of us are busy, but if you come to us after the fact to retroactively change the thing, we're almost always going to say no.
Yeah. That's fair.
So either because like admittedly there were some people who came to us and be like, you know, our series was ruined by this. We put out the entire thing and we lost. It's like, I'm sorry that happened to you. You also played out the entire series when this happened and didn't come to us. So we can't
Yeah.
just say no. Oh, we can't just force the other team to reschedule for you now. You know, if it's mid thing and things are collapsing, we have a little more power in those cases because things like okay, look, we can, you know, we can give an extension, give you a little more time to figure things out, and a little bit more force in those situations. We don't want to force teams if there's global server problems to like, you know, just take an L because you happen to be DC more than they are. But
Yeah. That's
if you
fair.
don't come to us in the moment, then we're very hands tied. What we can do.
Yeah. Obviously, and Kat, y'all were on the receiving end of those DC benefit. I mean, obviously, I agree. Once a map starts, you should just play it out and just accept whatever outcome. I was watching that live stream and I was thoroughly impressed at how close that game was. Everyone kept telling me, Vert, you're ranking Shoes production crew way too low. They have really good players. I was basing it off of the shoes that I knew last season. That's what I was going off of. Was the game closer than you two anticipated?
From the scrims we've played and the game we've played, we normally we kind of have trouble towards the start, and then we start to get better towards the end. And I think that definitely
Fair
showed that map. And I feel like we were also just in our own heads a little at a certain point.
Okay.
And then I don't think the DCing helped us. It helped us fight plan, sure, but it also kind of, well, it affected everyone on the server because we all had to stop. But
Yeah.
it kind of slowed everyone down. And I will say it hit Headrammer's team much harder. Obviously, they had like 3 people DC, I
yeah.
believe.
I think we were all just a little bit flustered from like, because before when we were doing warm-ups, I got DC'd like 3 times. Cloud got DC'd a couple times. Nobody got DC'd during the map. Good thing he wasn't in. Good thing he wasn't
Yeah, I don't know how
in
you
for
guys
that
paid
one.
for that one, dear lord. You guys are super stable. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys DC'd. I
But-
remember Slaying
but
DMing me on
Foxy-
Discord saying that he DC'd in lobby. I'm like, it still shows you're here. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I had to
Slang was
restart
still
my
in.
game a few times.
Yeah, right before the game, Slang DC'd. He's like, I'm not in here, and I just see him. He's in the lobby. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? You're right there.
Yeah, I was helping Blackout warm up, and during one of the fights, I DC'd. Vert's going like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just running into a wall, and I'm like, "Bro, like, I'm not in the game."
We were.
Yeah, that was a funny warm up.
Yeah, but
We were-
the funny part is all 5 of the people we had in the map had absolutely no issues at all.
Yeah.
We
So
got really lucky
unfortunate.
with that one.
I know,
Before
like,
the-
freaking Husky was raging to me a little bit, but like, cause I'm getting frustrated because he DC'd 2 out of the 3 DCs was him. And he lost ball spawn both times.
Yeah.
And he was about to like kill your Malga in their spawn to like get the stagger for that thing. Ah.
Yes. I was dead looking at Cloud's POV when it
He
was
just, like,
paused there.
He just
It was
vanished.
so low.
My tracer right in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
The
wait.
bullets were still in the air, but he wasn't there.
What were you gonna? What Snacks was about to say something. What were you gonna say?
No, yeah, we were helping warm up our diamond roster, drop the guns, and it was pandemonium. Like an hour warm up turned into like an hour and a half of just trying to
Mhm.
get in the maps.
I mean, like,
So it was just like an entire experience. I was telling them ahead of time, like, no, you guys should contact questions. Like, if this happens during first map, just like attempt to reschedule. it's just rough.
for sure.
yeah,
It's just rough.
I think
For sure.
before we were supposed to play, like before the DC started happening, like earlier in the day, me and Kat were playing comp, and the menus were so slow.
They
Like,
were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they were absolutely terrible to navigate. Like I could
Like selecting your role
and-
in general was like, I'm like, did I
yeah,
select it? I'm
it
not
was-
sure.
Yeah.
yeah, all the menus, but then you'd get in the game and it'd be perfectly fine. It was just weird all day.
It was weird. Yeah. Like I was trying to comp, and I was like, why can't I pick my role? I should have known, bro. I should have known something was gonna happen. Well, so it looks like there are 2 games that are gonna be played this week, and that's gonna be between Shoes Production Crew and 2 Pro and Blackout Shoes versus Unwoke, and then 2 Pro versus Blackout. And my predictions for those games are a little bit different now after watching that first map, but we'll get into that later. There were
Our match was
some
Wednesday,
games.
did get confirmed.
Yeah, there are some games that happened last week that were very interesting, and I want to start with you next. Dire Triggers versus UTD Zenith. I remember last podcast I was talking with Tool about it, and I was predicting it, and I was like, I feel like this is a game that could be sneaky close, and it looks like I was right. But obviously, all came out with the dub, better team. I haven't had a chance to look at the codes. I think Pickle has, but like, what was going on? Are they just like kind of goated with the sauce?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we were struggling with was more or less like angle setups. Like they attained lanes way sooner than we did. For the first 3 maps, I'd say that was the case. So most oftentimes we were like losing a lot of neutral fights. And like
Okay.
we kind of had to learn how to play against it a little bit and figure it out. But ultimately it's like they're a good team, man. They hit their shots. They know how to control space pretty well. I think they have a lot of room to improve as well. Like So do we. Like I said, I've told multiple people this, but like we're probably a B tier team. You know what I mean? Like we have a lot of room to grow. And like I honestly think like they're gonna be a good team. Like I think
Yeah.
that, I believe that. Um, it's like they played well. And
Yeah.
from the scrims that we've had outside, like they're comparable, man. They're good.
Yeah. That's good. Well, thanks for that because we play them next week, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, obviously the other close game was Cosme versus Strike Academy, and yeah, I feel like it was similar. Like Route 66 was a series of bad decisions on our hand, but then I went back and I watched Servasa, and we just got dominated. I mean, we got our Vert fed 50%. What are these stats? What are
Yeah,
these?
bro,
These
Who
are
bro.
approved
official stats.
these?
That's
Who
actually
approved
that's kind of
these?
goaded.
Is this true?
I thought Brent was gonna be dreaming about Maywalls for like weeks after week 1.
Yeah, no. Listen, I did feed in our week 1 game a lot, but I hadn't played in a league game in a long time, so I had to lock in for this one. But yeah, Strike Academy was a lot better than anticipated, especially on short notice. Like looking at these, I guess, key points that I don't even know how Pickle got the. Are these fact checked? Are these verified, Pickle?
Yeah,
Who's your
Miss
source?
actually DM'd me because they wanted to like say some stuff but didn't want to be on the podcast to say it. And they gave me a lot of inside
Okay.
information, but to like respect their team, I'm not gonna leak everything that they told me. But some of the big
Yeah.
things that they went over was like they were without like two of their key players, like their hit scan and their main support were gone, I guess for like
Huh.
Valentine's Day or something like that.
Oh.
But like Miss was like one of their tank players and they had to move to main support, and which I didn't
Oh
even know.
wow.
I thought because Miss played well on the main support, I thought
Yeah.
they were just their main support. And then I think we like I know Cosmic talked about it during the game because we're like, who is this Billward guy? Like we don't know this guy. Like whenever we were
Which I was
scouting
crazy for them.
Strike, we never saw this guy. Like who is he? Guy hit his shots. Like
Because they signed him like 10 minutes before the game, right?
it was something like that. But he was good.
Yeah.
And then like we definitely had to take that into account. And then like they also just had a really good comp on the 2 maps that we lost. Like I will say the Route 66 was my fault for bringing in a EU player with a 170 ping, which I knew about. But I thought it still gave us a good chance. But Strike played incredible on it. And then going into Servasa, I don't know what exactly we were thinking, but they took full advantage of that, and it was not close. Like I could like make so many excuses. Strike played out of their minds, and they clearly beat us on that map. And so we had to like regather all of our
Yeah.
thoughts going into map 5. And Mist had said something about like they were just kind of shocked and all over the place. They didn't know what to expect because they thought that they were
Yeah.
gone after being down 2-0 and then climbed their way back. And I think
Right.
we just had the better comp for that 5th map, but they definitely
Mm-hmm.
like for the first map and first, third, and fourth, they were playing incredible, and then we kind of steamrolled them on Kings Row and New Queen Street. But like they're
Yeah.
definitely a team that can compete and can go the distance, and
Yeah, for sure.
especially their week 3 matchup. The let me pull it up real quick against Cal Poly Green, I think it is.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
they play Cal
And
Poly
comp,
Green.
and comp
I
stuff
think,
is stuff you can easily fix too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I
I
think
will
they can
say,
definitely take that for sure.
I think I agree with Nax said something last night, I think, too. I think I agree with Nax when I say I think everyone in this tier right now is kind of B tier, to be honest. Yeah, actually, I think I'll stand on that take. I think everyone's kind of B tier until we all figure out what's going on. It's going to be a really competitive tier, so I was really impressed with that game. What about the Group 1 games? I feel like there was some interesting Group 1. Didn't like Aura Fury and Fallen Vortex play or something like that? I feel like there was some.
Oh, you're
Or
talking
no,
about
Group 2.
group 2.
Group 2. Yeah, week 2. Yeah, this was interesting. We saw that was by the way, I don't know if this is like something that we can verify. I hadn't remember. That was the fifth. Actually, I just checked. That was the fifth map five. We've had 5 map 5 series in 2 weeks in Masters tier, which is insane.
Yeah.
Aura Fury and Fallen Vortex went to 5, and obviously Fallen Vortex 0-2. They were kind of high on a lot of power rankings. So they're 0-2. That might be something we have to revisit later down the line. Obviously, Sheep Production Crew and Unwoke 0-1, Blackout 2 Pro. We'll wait and see how those games go, and then we'll probably talk about them next week if we have time. I don't feel
Yeah, and
like any
definitely
of these
Aura
other
Fury
games.
has 2 map 5s 2 weeks in a row.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, Aura
Have they
Fury.
won both of them?
No, they lost to Blackout last week, and then
Okay.
they beat Fallen. So Aura Fury and Diamond Tier last year, they were a very scrappy underdog team. They never really went away too easily. And I'm glad to see that they're still keeping it going, this season. I think they're going to be like a mystery box on any given day on whether or not they win or lose. So we'll have to see how that goes. All right, let's shift gears and let's talk about our week 3 Preds. Now that we have somewhat of a better idea about games, do we? I feel like we might. um,
Oh wait, I play RF this week. That's what I was like.
oh,
To be
good
fair,
luck,
to
family.
be fair, I DM'd them. I just didn't realize what team I was DMing.
Yeah. Jade Eagles versus JV Blue. I mean, is this really something we have to pred? I got 2 names for you. Ufer and Alex. That's all I gotta
Alex
say.
doesn't even play. I don't know why you bring that guy up. He just manages the team. The real guy you need to be keeping an eye on is Tsukishima. That guy is a baller.
Nah, he's okay. I just keep saying his name because when we scrimmed versus Ufer, Alex was playing and he just did like unspeakable things to me. I can't even say it on
Oh
stream.
yeah, that was also a different team. That wasn't even Jade.
Yeah, I know. I know. But my fellow support players in here will know like don't play against Alex Ferro. You will not be the same person after. It's terrifying. But also Ufer's insane. I mean, has anyone really been paying attention? I feel like Jade Eagles isn't really being talked about that much, but I feel like, as long as Ufer's on that team, like it's always winnable.
I think
They also got
like
some dogs
with
as well.
yeah, I mean, I think with Jade Eagles at least, like I think we're gonna get a better picture of what it's gonna look like with week 4. Like they're going against UYE. Is that what we're calling them, guys? Like
Ooh,
I
okay.
don't know. Like the comparison with Jade is just difficult because they haven't played anybody that
That's fair.
in theory would be at the upper half of the group. So it's like it's kind of difficult to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, right now the best one's against Acceleration, who a lot of people are high on, but after losing that week 1 game,
They're
you kind
0
of look
2,
at
aren't they?
no, they're 1-1, but you kind of look at
Okay.
Acceleration, you're like, we know that they're good on paper, like they're one of the better console teams, but their first 2 matchups are kind of questionable because like you get 3-0'd by Jade Eagles, and it's like, oh wow, that's kind of like a foot in the door, like you don't know what's going on, and then you beat your next opponent, who I low-key forgot who they played.
JV Blue. So I mean, I don't
Yeah,
feel like that's anything to write home
yeah. And then
about.
it's like we don't know like half of these teams. Like Acceleration still could be really good, and then JV Blue could not be as good, but we just really don't know because it's like the first 3 weeks and
Yeah.
they're all brand new.
Yeah.
Well, in like week 3, Acceleration is going into Blackout, and
It's gonna be crazy.
like it's going to be an interesting game because Blackout has played people that are, like we can start drawing way more comparisons after the week 3 game, like there for
Yeah.
Acceleration, right? So it's just like it'll be interesting to see where they stack up in that kind of lineup. Like, are they top 4 or bottom 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the question on my mind is like, all right, where are they? Where are they?
Yeah. For
And like
sure.
everybody beats here until proven otherwise. So it's like
Yeah, I agree.
Nah,
I
that's
agree.
cheating. That's cheating.
So, does anyone have any disagreements about Jade beating JV Blue? I mean, are there any compelling arguments? I feel like this is an easy one. I don't feel like I feel like Jade Eagles are a lot better. I feel like an interesting game could be Shoes versus Orifere. I feel like that's also another map 5 series waiting to happen.
yeah.
Until
That
proven
would be
otherwise, I think
insane.
Aura's gonna keep doing map 5s just for the fun of it.
What do I need to know
I
about?
agree.
What do I need to know
They
about Aura
play.
Fury?
No matter who they
They don't
play.
have a Lucio player.
So what? It just has
Yeah,
Lucio
I
instead?
mean,
Is that it?
like
Zeus.
they just like really force their style of play, and it doesn't matter because they win on it anyway. To be
What is their
honest,
style play?
like that's what tripped Blackout up. Blackout was up against them 2-0, and then they went to Circuit and barely lost, and then they went to Sura and like banned Lucio and then got dominated. And then
Is it just
wait,
like
no,
a poke
actually,
style they play? What do they play?
I think so. Like they don't really run a lot of brawl because they can't. It's a lot of poke
Hmm.
and
That can be
and
dangerous.
like and dive. Yeah, so
And not have speed
we'll
available.
see.
Yeah, just tell
What do we
Munchie
think
that he
about
has to munch on
the?
him.
Because
Yeah.
to be honest with you, like if we're one thing I will say about our team is that like obviously we're not practicing, we're not scrimming, whatever. But our team does have a lot of historical experience, and like we're a team that's probably, at least I will, because half the time I'm playing tank. To be fair, we don't have a dedicated tank player on our team, but I've just been playing because I can. And what's it called? I'm probably just gonna run it down half the time because why not? It's fun.
That's so valid.
It's fun. It grabs a lot of attention, and then especially if people are with me when it happens, if you're playing
Yeah.
if you're playing poke, like someone's gonna die eventually.
Well, you can't
Just
play
run it
broke.
down.
You can't play poke when you're broke, dude.
That's
Especially when
valid.
you ran at, you know?
That's
Yeah, and
valid.
also half the time you can just freaking matrix poke. I just throw a little demon for dead matrix up. It's like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah. And Kat, what do y'all think about the Shio Aura game? Is there anything interesting that y'all feel like you noticed?
Not much about Aura, but I think what Headrammer said about like playing into poke as Diva is definitely true because I felt that first map playing against him on the Diva because I got split a few times, me and Ant.
I mean, that's also like kind of what happened a lot when because for a little bit of background context to the rest of the group, half of their team and played in a charity tournament like 2 weeks ago, and like
Yeah.
we were split between two teams, and it was like you could just do unspeakable things when I was on Diva. You just like hold Matrix and Cloud and make him sad. And
I don't know. I don't know who told him to go Malga in that first map, but it wasn't me.
He was on his own accord.
To be fair, I heard he was going to
was
play
not
Malga
up
the
to
entire day
us.
until someone forced him to swap. That's what I heard.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like
It did work,
we
though.
really
We
haven't
were-
never practiced Malga.
Oh my god,
He did that
that's such
by
a
himself.
dude.
did
That
that
is such
by
a Cloud
himself.
thing, bro. I love that.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
and then he
Seahawks
he
won the
went
Super Bowl
Malga
and he can't act right.
I know. He went Malga, and then Headrammer immediately counter swapped him to go Diva right after we won the first fight. So he didn't even get the Malga mirror he wanted.
He was probably sitting in y'all's team chat and going, "I can diff Headrammer's Malga." He was probably doing that all week, bro.
Remind me, was that this week or was that the charity tournament you're talking about end there for the counter swap?
That's this week. That's this
Okay,
week.
yeah, I
That
wasn't
was the
sure
first
yet.
map.
And didn't play for the charity tournament with us. He bailed on
No,
us.
okay,
I
got
couldn't make that one.
Yeah. Okay. Another interesting game would be Blackout versus Acceleration. This, yeah, like Nick said, this could be a good game to see who's like
This
up
is-
before
This is my map of the week.
match of the week. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I think it says a lot. I am like, obviously, there might be some bias involved because it's a part of my org. I've scrimmed Acceleration, and they are a great team. Granted, it was like our second or third scrim as a team.
I think it was our first
Also,
one.
we've also warmed up with Blackout before, and that's always been really good. I think Blackout right now is a better team than Cosmic at their peak right now, from what I'm saying. Cupid is he's just doing stuff right now. And also, unironically, Kuffa has attended VOD reviews and scrims of theirs. I'm not even joking. That was something that I put in the Discord because it was like
you
for
could
fun.
just pay him.
Yeah, that's
I don't. Yeah, I know, but
Vert,
well, who is?
Did you
Well,
not
I
know
don't
you
think
could
we're
just
paying.
pay that guy?
Well, no, I don't think we're. Well, I'm not gonna say that on stream, but
Paid for it.
I don't think we. Wait, let me check. Let me check our bank account real quick. No,
If you are broke,
But-
you may not poke. If you have money,
Uh,
you get the honey,
but-
you're running brawl.
That is
something.
true. That is true. That is true. But they've got a lot of good stuff going for them. I think this will be a 3-0. That's just what I'm thinking. I haven't been too impressed with Excel outside of like a couple of scenarios. I think it might be a 3-0. It could also be a 3-1. I could also see a 3-2. But I think Blackout wins regardless. I think it just depends. Shoreline's really good. Pika, their ball player's gotten really good. I don't really know the names from Excel. I just know what they run a lot, and I mean they're like they've got really good team play. Um,
But you're also forgetting something, Vert.
what
New
am I forgetting?
heroes.
Oh my gosh!
That's true.
Yeah, those
And they're
characters.
scrimming us tomorrow, so Acceleration
Yeah.
might have some interesting stuff to attend.
Well, we will have to talk about the new heroes at some point before this episode ends. But I also don't. I don't think. Well, I don't know if I want to say this live. I don't know if he'll get mad at me. I don't think Cupid's really good at any of the new DPS heroes.
It's
No,
not like you
Cupid
need to
needs
be. I
Yeah,
don't think you need to
exactly.
be. They're not very
Yeah.
good. There's like
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
missed it.
Okay, good.
Tell that kid to kick bricks, dude. Get a life.
Yeah, for real.
What's
But
it
I don't.
called? I will say also,
Are they-
you never know. It's possible they might do another balance change before.
That is
the next
true.
episode.
That is
God.
true.
They did a quick one week 1. They could just do another one.
Yeah, I just don't even know if like the new DPS are like really even that good outside of like Onron.
Yeah, I think
Is that a bad
Has
take?
their place.
I think the other
Onron
characters better.
has
Emery's better, I
Onron
think.
has her uses. Emery is just like not better than Sojourn, so I don't know why you'd ever play him.
There
Those
is.
are very
I
nice.
will say, like I've played a bit of Emery, and our DPS player, or one of our DPS player, has played a bit of Emery in the scrims, and it's very noticeable not having that like movement reduction when you're scoped in. You can outduel an Ashe a good amount of the time just because you can move, and she can't. She can't AD strafe as much as you can.
I
It's
think
kind of funny
Interesting.
when one of our players was like, the very first day we were playing the new characters, he's like, he's one of those dudes that's like very like instant like opinions kind of thing, and he's like, this character sucks. Emery's like just terrible. And then he's like 2 hours in, he's like, all right, I like this character, and he dropped like 20k damage in that game. He's like, I like it. I like this character.
Yeah, that's. I guess we'll have to see how the new character. I wouldn't be surprised if we see multiple uncharacteristic map 5s because like a team like Diamond Eagles or JV Blue just has like a really good cat player and just completely throws off the other team. I would not be surprised.
Do you think it'd be a cat thing or a Domina thing?
I
more?
don't.
I think both.
Yeah.
I think our team's kind of solved the cat, honestly.
Yeah.
Just take it to the
We,
side, put it down.
I can send you a screenshot, and it's from our scrimmage of
Have you
a
guys thought
scoreline
about
that we had.
shooting the cat? Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
Shoot the cat.
just shoot the cat. I think that's what we
Yeah.
figured out in this scrim right here. The scrim we just
Yeah.
got out of.
I'll send the screenshot of the scoreline, but it's very easy to like shut down the cat, especially on something like we were playing Eichenwald second. The cat couldn't do anything. It was just I shot the cat every single time they did something, and they just could not fight back.
Yeah, I think if you just like find where the cat is and you like just preemptively like go where they think they're going, and like you shut them down before they can even do anything. I think that's going to be a good way to stop the cat.
The bigger
Yeah,
cat
the
how
cat
mobile they are. They don't
had
have
the-
much health otherwise.
Yeah.
without the
Those-
context of knowing this Overwatch, this is a strange conversation.
Kill the cat.
Have you
the
thought about
cat. Shoot the
shooting the
fucking
cat?
I'm so
Watching
serious.
this video getting
We're-
turned into like freaking animal protective services or something like that.
Whoa!
Welcome to
Whoa!
CTO, everyone.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, any of these games could go a certain way. Do we feel like these heroes might affect the course of UIE versus Diamond Eagles? I mean, I feel like the answer is no.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
it will, but not for the
think-
reason we think. I think it's UIE's going to play the new heroes and still win.
I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know how good Cloud's Domina is at this point. I don't think he's played it much. I think we only scrim new
How much
heroes
we're allowed to
once.
say end.
We
Well,
got
I'm
some.
not saying anything yet.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
don't.
honestly, I think realistically, like we played Diamond Eagles week 1, and it really feels like the biggest thing is that I can't speak to what it would be like to put new heroes into them, but the team does seem to struggle against tempo. And I think if you want
Yeah,
tempo, you don't want the new heroes.
Mm,
fair enough. I will say the acceleration manager just popped in, and he said, "We will do our best to prove our strength, and we're going to win 3-1 against Blackout." That's a very confident take.
Giving them one
I'd be
match.
curious to see. He's
I'm
getting there
gonna
being
make sure they're
generous.
ready for it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make sure.
Whatever. Well, we'll have to see how Blackout does because they have 2 games this week, as well as Shoes. So that could also affect the Aura Fury versus Shoe Production crew game. Having 2 games in a week might be difficult. Um,
Surprisingly, this week we're
but
actually fairly available.
that's great. That's great. Okay, the last game, Tupro versus Fallen Vortex. I feel like this should be the game where Fallen wins 3-0 and kind of gets back into the swing of things. Tupro, I haven't been too impressed. I think they're just like a group of friends, which is really vibey. I like that. But I saw some of the comps they were running versus Blackout, and it just was not.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
think.
also, given that Blackout was down like 2 players, like I could see why they just go Roadhog and just live on point. Like,
Yeah, I mean, sure, but again, they were on Roadhog before anyone DC'd because they were countering the ball. That's what they were doing. I think Tool is way too intelligent to allow this game to be anything but a 3-0. That's all I have to say
I
about
have
it.
one name, Griffin. Thank you very much.
Oh yes. Hopefully he should. Yeah, hopefully that'll be good.
So Tool only coaches the
Okay.
team. He doesn't play on the team, right?
no, Tool
Uh,
played in our game.
he can play, but well, I'm not going to say that. I was about to leak scrims. I'm not going to say that. He is a player, but he also coaches.
Okay,
It,
fair
it
enough. Oh,
depend. It
okay.
depends
If
on
he
the
wasn't playing,
matchup and
I was gonna say, well,
availability.
coaching only gets you so far.
Yeah,
Still gotta play the series.
that's true. That's true. I think this should be a get right game for them, to be honest. What about group? We didn't even look at group one. I mean, I don't really feel like I feel like the only really interesting games could be like Strike Academy versus Call Poly or UTD versus Cosmic. I feel like Dire Triggers probably wins versus Nature's Boom like 3-1, 3-0.
I'm pretty sure
I'm not.
For that
Sora
game.
already booked their ticket into mid-season because of just like
Yeah.
going against 2 like not so great teams. Well, I mean, no, they went against Strike Academy, but it was like week 1, and then they played I think Fireside or one of the other like low teams, and then now they have a
Yeah.
bye, so they just have 3 wins just like that.
Also, at some point we're gonna have to ask Mr. Headrammer if he can leak to us how this is gonna, because 21 teams. How are you gonna do mid? We'll have to circle back to that, but
Whatever, I figure it out. Realistically, it'll be no more than 8 teams. We don't
no
have
more than
time.
More
8.
than eight.
We
So
never
I
have
thought
top
time.
there
four.
were.
It's 1 week. We don't have time for that.
Top 4 of each group.
That is disgusting.
I mean,
What do
it's
you mean
There's
that's
21
mid-season.
teams, top
You have,
8.
you have to complete 3 rounds in a week.
Yeah,
You
I
think
guess
playoffs could
so.
be a little different though?
Mid-season's almost always smaller than playoffs are in the end.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Like it's essentially almost always what it is. Depending on the number of teams, like the mid-season's smaller because it has to finish in a week. And then playoffs is allowed to be larger because it's longer.
All right, Cosmic, we gotta lock in. All right. But I feel like there's not really any interesting matchups outside of like the UTD versus Cosmic game. I feel like that would be my match of the week just because they played Dire Triggers really close. Cosmic kind of had a moment or two versus Dire Triggers, but outside of that, it was kind of lights out. So I'd be curious to see how that game goes. Obviously, I'll be playing, so we'll see.
Yeah, it all depends if
Are
that
there
vert
any
guy
other?
feeds or not. If he doesn't feed, there's a chance.
Yeah. Is there any other games that stick out to any of y'all in particular? I mean, I feel like
I think EMP NMF might be interesting to watch as the season goes on, mostly because like I don't know, like I watched their stream game and it was like, oh, yikes, that's a stomp. You know what I
Yeah, it
mean?
was not close. And I don't know if
like
that.
they got stomped.
No, they stomped Fireside, but Fireside's also the worst team right now in Group 1. So it's like, it could kind of go either way. Because I think Fireside is like a lot of plat players and like one diamond player, but somehow they're in Masters.
Yeah, I feel like what's what's kind of concerning me is I feel like a lot of the teams that are up right now in Group 1 are teams that kind of had an easier schedule outside of maybe dire triggers. And so like these teams are going to qualify for mid-season and then they're just going to get blown out by teams in Group 2. That's what I fear. But I guess we'll have to come back to that a different time. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So now, what can we transition to? We talked kind of about a little bit of those games. I mean, we could. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Diamond games, but I saw that Cuddle Puddle lost to. I don't know if we have a graphic for this because I don't know if we were planning on it. I always like to show Diamond some love because that's where I started. That's where a lot of us started. Um, maybe not Nax. Nax has always been goaded, but
I've always been Diamond, bro.
yeah, I know. I'm just playing. Um, I saw that Cuddle Puddle got 3-0'd by Virtuous Pro, and I love Cuddle, man. I want Cuddle to win this season, bro. You've got no Death Blossoms, you've got no Solar Eclipse. Like this is your chance, bro. Like this is your year to go and finally win Diamond tier. And they got 3-0'd by Verter. I watched that game and I was so sad.
I'm excited for this season in Diamond because like our our sister org team Drop the Guns is still is competing in
Yeah,
Diamond.
yeah,
And like I don't know, they've been looking all right.
yeah.
Like
They look
we've
pretty
been
good.
running their warm-ups and they've been getting coaching off of the warm-ups, and so it's just like it's interesting. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the season, looking forward to see where that goes.
Yeah,
Um,
It's funny. I was
but
talking to Spectreon, and he was telling me how he was really annoyed that the series got rescheduled because he was like, I finally got them to start talking to each other.
dude, yeah, he's
yeah.
Spec has been doing work with them. He's got way more time to work with them than I ever had, so it's like it's nice to see that they actually have a dedicated person on coaching staff.
That's
Cool.
great. Yeah, I think Drop the Gun's gonna be a really good team. I predicted them to be a really good team. But listen, Cuddle, listen. Ugh. I need y'all to lock in, man. This is your best chance to win Diamond tier, bro. Um, Virtus Pro looked really, really good. Yeah, I won't lie. But listen, Cuddle, if there was a chance for you to do it, the time is now. So this is my pleading cry. I will be smoking that Cuddle Puddle pack until it is gone. In a good way, like I'm
They're
gonna be writing on it.
they're a very
Writing on
capable team. They're great people. Like
yeah.
I I think they've got it.
Let's
It's just they
yeah,
got to get it.
yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, I think it is time for us to talk about players of the week. Last week we did this live instead of prepping it, and it was a lot of fun. Conk had like a little website that he updated in real time. I think that Pickle gave him. So I think if we could do it like that, that'd be fantastic. Obviously, there's 6 people instead of 4 people, so we'll try to give everyone, equal room to make their case. It just cannot be, we cannot have repeating team players. There has to be one person like per team per role, if that makes sense. So like if we picked Cloud for tank, we couldn't pick N for support, or you play DPS, don't you? Um, support, right. I think Cupid's asking. No, I'm not answering that question. Anyway, so do we have that board, Mr. Sir Pickle, or do we not? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I need to put in the name. So let's talk about it, and then it'll be on the screen. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess without looking at any names, we'll start. Let me go eeny, meeny, miny. Headrammer, do you have a player of the week for week 2? For a tank. Let's start with tank.
Tank.
And Master's tier specifically.
I've only really paid attention to my own game, which kind of got canceled to be honest. So I guess I'll say Cloud
That's
then.
so fair. That's so fair. Wait, why am I exposing who? Wait, what?
I'm not talking about you. Look at the screen chat. The screenshot.
Oh, I noticed that. I didn't want to say anything. That was
That's-
funny.
Okay, there we go. I got,
Getting
some, I got
spawn
something now. I got something now.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's think about the games that finished. You know, there was I mean, the only exciting games didn't conclude, so I guess we'd have to go with like a tank player that I'm not really familiar with, unless anyone has anyone that stuck out to them specifically. Like, how was the tank player in UTD? I guess obviously you could say Mirage if you thought Mirage played really well, but
I don't know. I was playing May, dude. I don't care.
why are y'all still? I'm done. Write it until it doesn't work. I guess.
No,
Write it
May's
until
a
it
lot of
doesn't
fun.
work.
May's a lot of fun.
Honestly, I've just been focusing on my own game. I don't notice anything else, man. I've been playing my Wu Yang, playing my Lucio when I need to, playing May. I don't give
That's
a
so
shit.
fair.
Sorry.
That's so fair. That's valid. That's valid. I guess I think yeah, we could give some respect to us to Asura. You know, they're 3-0, right? I don't know the name of their tank player. Don't
What are our
haven't
thoughts
we?
on
I feel like
Cupid?
I've seen him. For tank?
Sure.
No, he plays DPS.
Like I said, he's a tank player now.
Oh, he's a tank player now.
Yeah, he's actually
Nah, we
he actually DM'd me and said he's transitioning.
we can't do.
You know what?
We can't
Put me
do
up there.
tank. Yeah,
Put me
yeah,
up
yeah.
Definitely.
I might be biased, but I feel like Pickle had a really good game this week at tank. I feel like Pickle's had really good. What is happening?
No comment on me. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
you guys decide.
I feel like Pickles played really well for our team. Are y'all hearing this?
Yes, unfortunately.
That is hilarious.
Is
I
that
think
that
Pickle for
little
tank.
shit of-
Yeah,
I was
that's the
about to say,
guy who.
is that little shit of a brother of yours?
Yeah, I love him though. He's goated. But
I mean,
anyway, I
we
think
got someone
Pickle.
in the chat echoing you, Vert.
Yeah, but
Mr.
that's because
Daddy
Tool and I are
OKC.
glazing you, bro. Tool and I are glazing you, bro, for real. I think Pickles played really well this season, above and beyond expectations. To be honest, we were scrimming at like a 4.3, 4.2 level or whatever, and he was doing really good before Cosmic blew up. Obviously, if you know, you know. And so now we're like playing lower, and I feel like he just dominated. But obviously, he's my teammate, so that's up for you guys to decide. But obviously, I didn't get the chance to see Cloud play, or I didn't get to see Headrammer play. I didn't get to see Shoreline play. I think didn't we pick Cloud for Player of the Week last week? I feel like we did pick Cloud for tank.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
It's kind of
Yeah.
odd because it's like I think we would have had more things to talk about if Overwatch servers weren't shitting themselves on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
like two crucial matchups. Because we could be talking about Headrammer, we could be talking about Cloud, we could be talking about Shoreline, Pika, that one Roadhog player
I
on
nominate
2
Munching
Pro.
Carrot, just swapping to Ana, hitting a big day, and
I
none of us
think
knew we had
if
Ana on our
we-
team.
Yeah, I think based on our first map performances, I don't think anybody on our team should be on this. We played really,
Me
really
either.
bad.
I
Played
think
We'll
very,
go
Headrunner,
with-
you
we'll-
kind of deserve a level.
I feel like he does, but it was one map, so
It's
Yeah.
we didn't
unfortunately.
finish our series.
So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
But I'm okay with giving it to Pickle, I guess, for now. Which means a Cosmic DPS can't be picked again, and a Cosmic Support can't be picked. So we got to go with a DPS outside of that.
Anyone
got
see
it.
I don't
that
wanna just
Fallen
pick-
game?
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you go.
I'm picking JML, man.
Okay.
As, like,
I was thinking
as
the same
a-
thing, Loki.
as a week 1 to week 2 improvement off of like the coaching that we've been getting for Jay, like I cannot speak enough positivity his way. He's improved quite a bit, and like even looking at like minor positioning changes from like the week before we started CGL season to now, it's like okay, this is a different guy. but I did get carried by him for the entirety of our matches. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. His Bastion on week 1 was terrifying. It bothered me. It. I was also feeding that series though, but it bothered me. But support. Anyone got any supports in mind?
And
I honestly have no clue about the other teams.
The Munching Carrot Anna.
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
God.
know.
Who just said theory in chat? Can we ban them for saying theory?
Did we?
No, it was just funny though, because like legitimately at one point, I remember hearing the comm "big nade." I looked like, oh, it is a big name. Like, wait a minute, we have an Anna? When are we getting an Anna?
A few times I caught Munching just hard scoping in the open and doubled after though.
I know
It
it was hilarious.
Oh, in one of the last fights, I solo ulted him on a high ground.
Dang.
I will
This
say
is my player.
I respect that.
Wasabi.
Wabi the goat.
I didn't watch the game between them, but I honestly wasn't very impressed with Wabi when I premiered them on week 1.
I agree, and I also feel like Evelyn from Strike Academy.
Ooh, wait,
Evelyn
good
had a really
shout.
good game.
Good shout. Yeah.
Obviously, we can't pick Kylie because we picked you, but Kylie also had a really good first week. But I think Evelyn from Strike Academy really played well. We had a hard time killing her. Her cooldown management was really, really good. Just really kept their team in the game. I was really, really impressed by Evelyn.
Don't worry, Wabi got a shout out for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. So even though we kind of joked about it on stream, but I have some breaking news right now. It's being reported to me right now as we end this segment. Some of y'all, this might not mean anything to you, but it means something to me. The Fallen Vortex just added Nyan Mudkip to their player right now. He was a player for the Fallen last season. He was their Lucia / Flex DPS, but well, actually, he was primarily a Lucia player. I sat behind him when I played for the Fallen, and he is goated, and they just added him to the team.
So what I'm hearing
not
is
sure
Theory
why.
got benched yet again.
That's what I would say. They have Theory, but I wonder if they're going to use him more as a flex DPS because he also played flex DPS for the Fallen a little bit.
I think that from my experience looking at Nyan Mudkip, dude's going to be on DPS and will wipe the floor.
It's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's. I feel like Fallen's biggest issue has been DPS.
I honestly, like, I know Ufer's got game, but I don't think he's quite on that Mudkip game.
I feel bad for Griffin though. You just signed him, and then is Mudkip going to steal a spot?
It'll probably be a flex DPS role.
I don't know the scoop. I just know that Mudkip goated. I've played with that guy.
He's goated.
I know what I'm looking at. You know,
he's goated.
That's interesting. It's cool.
That's an interesting signing.
I'm excited for that.
I don't think it's interesting enough to get them into mid-season unless their group just shambles. But
I mean, Tool did DM me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm signing a new MVP favorite." And then he was just in my DMs saying that I was the MVP favorite, and I was like, "You're not signing me." But apparently, this is what he's talking about.
Yeah. This kid's goated. Probably. This kid's goated, man. Well, I played with him as well. He is fire. He's fire squad. So that'll definitely be interesting. Okay, well, I think that concludes everything for today. This was definitely a fun episode. Do you guys have anything you'd like? Oh, we haven't even talked about new heroes. Do we want to touch on the new heroes? Specifically, cat hatred or
just
I'm all for like
shoot the cat.
I'm so ready.
All you got to do is shoot the cat. Other support's interesting. Emery's a worse Sojourn.
I think one thing.
That fire bitch is pretty good actually, but only sometimes. and then I like playing Domina.
Real. I think one thing I noticed playing against the cat is that if you're not playing cat yourself on main support, you just feel cosmetic.
Vert, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Eating. He's eating.
He's
That
beating
was
up a
Arby's.
cat.
I know that was Arby's.
Yeah, but like I
It's
think
it's actually Colby Jack cheese.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
that's
Okay.
You're such a big back, bro.
What are you talking about? Cheese is just protein, bro. What are you talking? Y'all keep talking. Y'all talking about the cat, bro. Focus on the cat, bro.
Are
I
you
think
just
one
no
thing-
no no? I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Are you eating the cheese raw, like just straight out of the package, only eating the
What are you-
cheese, nothing
what are you
like
talking about?
on a sandwich?
What are you
No-
talking about? Are you
It's just a
asking the
stick of-
questions or
is
am
it just
I?
a
Are you
stick of
asking the
cheese?
questions or am I?
Dog, are
Who's
you
asking the
just eating
questions?
straight up cheese, not putting it on anything?
It's just-
Not you, bro. Not
That's
you,
why
bro.
we didn't
I'm
do
asking the
webcams today.
questions.
That's why he said
I'm asking
no.
questions,
That's
not
why
you,
he said
bro.
no.
That's why I'm feeding, bro. I have to run to the restroom all the
so-
time. All right. Anyway,
Go back to mute. Go back to mute. Okay,
yeah. Hold
so
on.
back to the cat. Just give it up. So playing against cat, what are you noticing? Sorry.
I think I'm noticing that if you're not playing cat yourself as a main support, you just like can't do anything against her. Like she just owns the game. I think I got spawn camped multiple times by like a cat sojourn. They just flew into the spawn and just killed me when I was on
That's
a
a good
Lari.
idea.
Like it was like they just spawn camped me. I didn't have any fun. But I think we won that map. I don't know. I'm not sure.
We didn't lose a map, I believe.
Yeah, but the cat's really annoying. No, we lost first map. But that was
Did
a
we?
different thing. They were playing they were playing cancer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I think most main supports are just bad right now, besides Cat and Lucio. Like even then I think Cat just outperforms Lucio in like some of the things he does.
I think that's fair. I don't like the cat. I'll be banning the cat every opportunity I get.
I will say the cat feels very useless outside of organized play.
That's fair.
I've played a good bit of ranked this season. I've climbed a good bit too, so I'm in pretty high elo for it. And most of the time, the cat is just feeding, because they're not communicating. So you have to be an organized team for it to make it work. And I think the cat can be exposed very hard
Yeah.
sometimes, because she's very easy to punish if you overstep.
Yeah. Valid. I mean, Domina's the only really other interesting. Are you gonna be playing that a lot, Mr. Rammer? The Domina?
I mean,
Character is so
the character seems fun to play.
You
If I'm
could
being honest, I
dominate.
probably won't play them a whole lot. Because I don't know. I just prefer playing some of the other characters. I'll pull them out from time to time, probably. And I've definitely put time into the characters already, just in case like it comes up that I actually need to play them, and I can. But it's not as much my style of character.
I gotcha.
I think
You heard it here
Domina's-
first. He's playing Domina next match.
Playing it Wednesday against us.
Don't tell them.
Wait, is
Pickle,
that allowed?
where are you
No,
finding
no,
these
it's not
photos?
allowed.
No, it's not allowed.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I think that's everything for us tonight. Thank you all for tuning in for a late night episode. That seems to be kind of the theme of this thing. Thank you for everyone coming. And again, if you want to be featured in our player highlights of the week, make sure to send your clips to Pickle's home address at 14. No, I'm just playing. Make sure you DM Pickle, and he will include them for us every little week. We'll be back next week to cover the last 2 weeks, the last 2 games in week 2, and then week 3 as well. And I guess at that point we'll have like an early midseason playoff picture. I'm pretty sure Group 2 will be all but decided by the end of week 3. We'll have to see. But thank you, Headramer, for joining us. Thank you, and thank you, Kat. Thank you, Max, for coming on up and saying hello. And if there are any ideas for anything that we could be doing differently, feel free to drop them and let us know. We want to hear from you guys and make this as best as we can. But I think that's everything for me today. And to answer your question, Pickle, sometimes I eat cheese by myself. Yeah. Wait, no, what? No, without any, by myself.